Wasting money on cures. Forgot how to fix myself. They say that time is free. Then why is it so precious? Oh, I'll say memories in my head, like Polaroids on walls. They remind you to look ahead. Time is running out. Time is running out. Lately I've lost my track. I've sailed the deeper seas, hoping to find something to bring back better times. Oh, I'll say memories in my head, like Polaroids on walls. They remind you to look ahead. But time is running out. 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 Time is running. Time is running out. But time is running out. What if my best days are over? They can't be over. They can't be over now. Time is running out. What if my best days are over? They can't be over now. Time is running out. Time is running out. Time is running out.
Hi, it's Jim here. So I'm just looking at the right screen here. Welcome to our fourth live stream for A-Level Business, Tuesday night, 6:30, and I'm joined by Graham again. You all right, G?
How you doing? Yeah, I'm good today. Thank you.
It's a big day, isn't it? Just about an hour and a half to go, an hour or so to go before the big game. Leeds against Sunderland. One team bravely battling relegation. And to be honest, with a reputation for being a bit dirty, and the other team, Leeds United. So hopefully it goes well tonight.
Leeds.
Take Leeds. Welcome, lots of people joining us live, and just before to allow people to get in, just a quick reminder that we don't have a live stream next week, do we? We are
No, we're on tour.
on the road. Tell us a bit about Great Booster G. Since you went through those pitches down there.
I went through those pitches. It's a day dedicated to sharpening the saw exam technique, for AQ and at Excel. A day, we don't take things too seriously, but we're very professional. So 4 sessions, start 10:30, finish about 3:15. And just a day dedicated to helping you boost your grades.
It's an intensive but fun day. So if you are joining us, Newcastle on Monday, and then 2 days in Leeds, 2 days in Manchester, and then the week after we're in Birmingham and Bristol, aren't we, before we all decamp down to London for 2 weeks. So looking forward to that. If you're coming to Leeds, that's on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on your exam board. Good stuff. Shall we make a start then? Welcome everyone who's joining us live. We always start with our big reveal. Now, G, you've not seen this, mate, so you can have a go. Let's see how far down the list we can get before somebody gets the right answer in the live chat. I'll keep an eye on the live chat to see who's first. Here's the first clue. It was founded in Manchester 160 years ago. Now, if you're thinking, well, I know a business that was founded in Manchester, but it was 159 years ago. It's not that one, is it?
Is it Manchester United?
It's not. No. But you are the first. And it's not Greg's, and it's not Primark. So the usual suspects in the live chat have been ruled out. But you can have as many goes as you wish. Second clue. It's got over 2,000 stores, but it's still family owned. That's quite impressive, isn't it? To be a privately owned, private limited company with 2,000 stores.
So it's not
not many of those.
It's not a sole trader.
It's not, but that's a very good clue. Not Boddington's, although Boddington's is the pride of Manchester. It's not Premier Inn, which I think was founded in London. It's not John Lewis. Next clue. Around 10% of employees have criminal convictions. So if you're sat there thinking, well, I know a business, but only 4% of employees have criminal convictions, it's not that one.
Not that one.
I think we're doing well here. M&S, not M&S. It's not H&M. Loads of people having to go in the live chat, but no one's got close yet. Graham's comment about a sole trader was actually quite spot on. But we do have a winner. I'll it's actually somebody who came to one of our workshops last year or the year before, but we'll get him back on the screen. Clue number 4. Shop managers are trusted to adjust selling prices locally. That's, I guess, an example of delegation, isn't it? And decentralization. So these we don't just make these case studies up. And
we don't.
Zach's also got it right. Well done. It's not Manchester Jail, where 100% of employees have criminal convictions. And,
I think.
Clue 5. Go on. Sorry, G.
No, I was thinking it's full of key workers, isn't it?
It is. It is full of key workers, but it's not a sole trader. Managers can actually close the shops if they wish, if they've got a family emergency. Starfruit's got it right as well. Lots of others, but I think Jacob Hanley was the first in a live chat. Great to see you again, Jacob. Welcome back.
Jacob, well done.
People just can't stay away. What an amazing business Timpson says, isn't it? Now, that wasn't it, isn't it? It was an Edexcel case, wasn't it, a couple of years ago?
Last year.
Last year.
Paper One.
Paper One. Fantastic business. Well done. There's our big reveal, Timpson. Possibly one of the most socially responsible businesses in the UK. I can't think of one that's more socially responsible. If we're thinking about, the stakeholder, shareholder concept. But let's move on because this is a session on people. Do you want to do the first MCQ?
Yeah. Okay. So this question is obviously about Taylor. So which of the following approaches would you most closely associate with Taylor? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? Taylorism, Jim, still very prevalent in today's business world. It is,
unfortunately. Yeah. Although that's a bit of a valid judgment, isn't it? I mean, it may be appropriate in some situations.
Oh, lots going for B.
Fly of.
What's going for B?
Literally a flow of answers coming through, all saying the same thing, which is B. Let's have a look. It is B. Taylor's method of scientific management, wasn't it?
Yeah, piece rate. I would also argue commission's probably part of Taylorism. Really? Commission, really? Taylorism?
Yeah. Although I think he was probably before commission, wasn't he? Because he was back in the was he the 1890s or something?
Yeah.
Where he basically broke down manufacturing tasks, didn't he? However,
it's all about paying people for performance.
Yep. Well, if you're getting paid per performance or per multiple choice question taught on this session, G, do you want to do the next one as well?
Okay, so according to Hertzberg, which of the following is a hygiene factor? Is it A, is it B, is it C, is it D? So yeah, again, often confuse hygiene factors and motivators, aren't they? Hertzberg, recognition for good work, responsibility for decision making, pay and working conditions. Yeah, I can certainly see them on screen. Opportunities for promotion.
I think hygiene factors and motivators are sometimes confused, aren't they? So it might be worth you just giving us the old jumping for the jelly beans bit, G. The answer is indeed C, basic pay and working conditions. Do you want to explain a little bit?
Yeah, so I think Hertzberg, I think a lot of students get don't fully understand his theory. So a lot of students say, well, according to Hertzberg, pay is not important because it's a hygiene factor. But he argued without pay, good pay, you would be dissatisfied. So you can have good working conditions. No, sorry. You can have recognition for good work, a job that's enriching, lots of opportunities for promotion. But if you do not feel as though you're paid well, you'll be dissatisfied. So they sort of work in balance, don't they? The hygiene factors and the motivators have to be. That's why it's called the two-factor theory. Yeah, well done.
Indeed. Question 3, although we're not numbering these questions on the screen, but it is question 3. 2 statements here. Work out whether each is either true or false. Statement 1 talks about a human resource plan. Is that a forecast of future demand for and supply of labour for the business, within the business? And statement 2, flexible working practices. An example there, 0 hours contracts. Does that make it harder for a business to match supply of labour with fluctuating demand. So it's some combination of
That's a
true
good
or
question.
false. Does flexible working make it harder to match labour supply with demand? And what about statement 1? What do we think? A nice mix of answers coming through here. Quite a few people saying D.
C and D
both are
seem
false. Quite a few C's as well. What do we think? I think the answer is indeed, yeah. I think it is B. I think statement 1 is true, basically. It's the human resource plan. The plan is how many people do we need to meet the demand for the demand that we need. And what that then flows into, isn't it, is your recruitment and your training and all that kind of stuff. But basically a resource plan is what do we need? Exactly. So I think that's true. But statement 2 is wrong, G, isn't it? That's the other way around, isn't it? It makes it easier.
It's the other way around, so it makes it much, much, much easier. I think the majority went for D. A few Bs, to be fair. But I think the first statement caused a little bit of confusion. Yeah. A little bit.
So when you're planning your human resources, you're basically saying how many people do we need to meet the demand for the work, for the things we're selling, for the things we're making. That's the essence of a human resource plan.
That's the theory. No, this is A-level business, not economics.
Demand and supply. Okay, I think we've got one more. High and raising labour turnover forces a business to spend more on recruiting and training many new, inexperienced employees. What's the most likely impact on that on the performance of the business? It's some combination of an impact on productivity and costs. In fact, I think we've got one more question after this, haven't we? So what do we think? We've got a situation there, a business that's suffering or experiencing high and rising labour turnover, and it's having to spend more on recruiting and training inexperienced staff. What combination of impacts? You often see this in AQA questions, don't you? Like a dual impact. They have to work out which combination it is. Scarlett, welcome back. Alice, Rose and Zach and Chow, who's recovered from that half an hour on development economics at 5:30, all going for the same answer, which is indeed C, lower productivity and higher costs. I mean, essentially what this question describes is the problem of high labour turnover, which is in many businesses, not all, but in many businesses, high labour turnover, particularly compared with the industry average, means that you end up having to spend a lot more on recruiting and training people that you wouldn't otherwise have to if you kept people. But also, typically, high labour turnover results in a loss of expertise and skills from a business. Therefore, lower productivity. And you might argue we see this in teaching as an example, G. Very high labour turnover in the teaching profession. Definitely. Lots of money being spent on recruitment, and you might argue, therefore, a consequence could be lower productivity. One more. Over to you, mate.
Yeah, so a business has a very high level of staff motivation compared to the industry average. Compared with competitors the business is like to experience, is it a combination of low absenteeism and low labour productivity? It's definitely got something to do with absenteeism and labour productivity, hasn't it? It's definitely one of those combinations. A, B, C, or D. So lots going for B, which is low absenteeism and high labour productivity. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a nice link to the last question, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it sort of builds on that, doesn't it? It builds on it, and it links two important concepts. In the previous concept, of course, we had the problems of labour turnover. In this case, it's a situation of relatively high motivation compared with the industry average, which I guess might mean that people are less likely to leave and move to a competitor. Yeah,
labour productivity obviously has an impact on labour cost per unit, which then impacts unit costs. So I think the majority have gone for, well, one or two has gone for C, but the majority have gone for B.
There it is.
There it is. That's the correct answer. Yeah, you would expect, wouldn't you? If you're motivated, you're less likely to have time off work, and you're more likely to be more productive. More likely to.
I saw some statistics last week that said that have a go in the live chat. Little bonus question. Absenteeism, it's the number of days on average that people take off without permission. So not sickness, not holiday. What do you think the average number of days in the UK is for days taken absent? Closest to the ball or closest to the number wins the kudos and gets on the screen. I'll give you sort of 10 seconds to have a go. Quite interesting statistic. What do we think it is?
For 10 days, 23 days.
23, yeah.
I think I know this because didn't we do it at our CPD the other week?
I believe we did.
but I can't remember. It was an intense day, to say the least.
I remember the number and to one decimal place. Shall I tell you the number? No one's got
Go on.
particularly close. Everyone's probably over.
Is it
Essentially, most
5?
people are overestimating. It's 5.7 days.
Yeah, I thought it was 5. I thought it was 5 or 6.
5.7 days, which is basically a week,
thought it
isn't it?
was.
Basically, well, a week and
Yeah,
a
I
bit.
thought it was 5 or 6. Yeah.
But a big problem. Absenteeism, a big problem. Oh, hang on. There is somebody who's just come in really close to the answer. Let's put it on the screen. I don't know whether there's a delay.
Yeah, the right answers usually appear when you've repeated. To be fair.
Good stuff. Shall we do a calculation? Oh no, let's not. We got one more, G. There's a
Another one.
bonus
Another
question.
one. So centralisation involves delegating a high degree of authority to junior managers. Decentralisation can improve employee motivation by offering empowerment. Are those statements true or are they false? What do we think? So lots going for false and true. So we're thinking that centralisation involves delegating. Do you know, I think everyone's gone for C, aren't they? Every gone for C, so yeah.
Head of work so sure of the answer. He's gone with 8 C's, or possibly she's gone with 8 C's. Should we have a look at the answer?
Yeah. It's the one was false. It's the that's decentralisation, isn't it? Centralisation, and decentralisation can improve. My classes can improve employee motivation by offering empowerment. Yeah, great stuff.
Good stuff. Right, so we've got a calculation to start with. I'll set it off, and then we'll ask G to take us through it. So we're going to be looking at.
I'm going to double check my working out here. So
as always. So this one's one measure of labour productivity, employee cost divided by sales. It's not the only one. The typical measure is sort of output divided by number of people. But this one takes sales as a number. So this year, a manufacturing business employed 50 people and they were paid an average of £36,000 each. That will help you work out labour costs. It sold 30,000 units at an average selling price of £200 each. And that'll probably help you work out sales. So the task now is, can you calculate employee costs as a percentage of sales this year? Have a go. I'll put the 1 minute clock on it. We're not doing a specific exam technique on questions such as 25 markers today. We'll be doing that post-Easter. Obviously, at the Grade Booster workshops, we do a lot of those kind of things. So the aim of these live streams is just to do a nice mix of calculations, some knowledge, some analysis, some application. This time with a focus on people management or people.
Yes, a couple of parts of that calculation. It's only straightforward if you know the answer, isn't it? Only straightforward. You know, but not know the answer. Well, yeah, know the formula, and I already went wrong somewhere. So, I think
most people go for the same number. G.
Let's go for 30%.
Charlotte for 30%.
Just double check my calculation again.
Do you agree with Charlotte, G? That's the thing you need to work out in the next 10 seconds. And to be fair, everybody else in the live.
Yeah, I do now. Yeah. I omitted a 0 from the 6, so I got 3% originally, but not now. Yeah. Yes.
There's lots of people coming in the live chat. Great stuff. I mean, that was just a minute. So working out that number, and as G says, if you know the number, if you know the calculation, it's relatively straightforward. But sometimes it's not straightforward. So it's all about the process. Let's have a look at the working. Yeah, step 1, step 2.
I think everyone got that, didn't they? I think most people had a go at it. Yeah, so, work out. And that's a really good way of setting it out, isn't it? That way, even if you make a small mistake, you can still get a lot of marks. You might not get full marks, but you get some marks. It's called the one-figure rule. Always show you're working out. And if there's a formula, write the formula down. 30%.
I often ask my tutees, would you leave a calculation blank? And I'm hoping they're going to say the answer is no. Because even if you didn't have a clue as to how to calculate something, if you just wrote something down like employee costs to sales is a measure of how many sales each employee makes, you get a mark.
Always a knowledge mark. Always.
Yeah. So well done for that. Ruben was 1% out. So unlucky, Ruben. We've got that. In fact, that is our last calculation for tonight. So that's it in terms of calculations. Shall we do a bit of application? Do you think we've got a couple of these? Over to you, mate.
Yeah, because so the wheel will spin. It will land on a random business. We've got no idea which one. Whatever it lands on, think about how that business could use Maslow to motivate its staff.
What do you think it's going to land on, G? What's your view? It's obviously you've got 1 in 6 chance. It's purely random.
Greg's. Greg's all day long.
We're about to find out. The excitement is too much. Let's spin the wheel. It's purely random.
Oh,
Would you
wow.
believe it? Doesn't that just prove that it is random?
Yeah,
Doesn't
that was
that
a
prove
roller
it?
coaster ride, wasn't it? That spinner, that was a roller coaster ride.
So over to you in the live chat, maybe 15, 30 seconds. Can you give us a bit of application? What we mean by that is a relevant answer for how Alton Towers could maybe use Maslow's hierarchy of needs to help
Yeah.
motivate staff. So we don't want an answer that could be about any business, but we don't want an answer that's specifically about Aldi or EasyJet.
Yeah.
So it needs to use words or phrases that make it about Alton Towers, G, isn't it? That's the application spinner.
Yeah. What I tend to do as students is think of the specific type of employees who would work in that business rather than saying employees. Who are they?
Yeah.
What do they do? What's their job role? Giving employees raincoats. That's a really, really good one, actually. That's a really, really good one, actually.
Now, which need would that address?
Basic need.
Presumably the safety needs.
Basic need. That's a basic need.
Basic,
you need to dry. Basic need.
Oh no, we've got some fantastic application coming. Let's stick 2 or 3 of these on the screen, Jay. I'll pick a few out. You
really, really
give
good
us a
about
view on
ensuring seatbelts are working. Yeah, I suppose that's more about the about the visitors, isn't it? About the seatbelts, really. But but it's a fair point, isn't it? Some application there, really. I think that's more about the visitors. Could that be about health and safety, really? Could it be?
How about this one? Giving the roller coaster controllers praise to increase their self-esteem, making them feel good about themselves. I mean, because that job has its ups and downs, doesn't it? To be fair.
Oh my! Oh dear.
What about all ones like that? Organised sports teams for the cleaners versus. What about this? The cleaners versus the ride operators. So yeah, why not?
On a seasonal ride
Social
operators
needs.
there. Oh, I like that one. Star fruit sour. I like that one.
Yeah, let's hang on. I'll just find. There's so many answers coming through here. Let's get this one on the screen. There we go, G. Physical needs this time.
Ensuring enough break time. For seasonal ride operators, you do need a break, especially if it's hot. I've only been to Alton Towers once.
Right.
Yeah, it seems the most popular ride there is the queue.
This is some fantastic application. I mean, everyone's getting the idea of the application spinner, which is you need to make your answer contextualized. It can't be about any business. But in this case, we want to try and link it to one aspect of Maslow's hierarchy. So
yeah. Shall I have a look at what we had? Because it's
some great answers there. I'm actually going to steal some of those next time I do this.
Well, I think we just need to link it a little bit more to the theory, don't we? So
yeah, a little bit.
Safety needs, and esteem needs. Park Employee of the Month, that would be really good. Strong team culture within ride crews. Maybe sort of social outings, things like that.
Or a game of football all rounders against the cleaning teams. So in other words, giving the staff. I'm guessing at Alton Towers, obviously a very seasonal business, and there's a lot of temporary and part-time staff there. So it's quite important, isn't it?
Definitely. That's brilliant. Some really good application now, isn't it?
We'll do some more application. We've not had Greg's yet tonight, so obviously the next one must be Greg's, unless of course it's random, which it might be. Should we do a quick case study? I'll set this one off, G, with the clock, and then you take us through it. So this is bringing you right back to home, G, isn't it?
Struggling to pick that out.
Let me read it for you then, mate. So the Royal Mirage, as you probably know, G, is the only luxury hotel in Sunderland. And it promises to deliver a 7-star guest experience.
7-star, wow.
However, labour turnover is high, particularly amongst front of house and housekeeping. That's the people who make the rooms, leading to high recruitment and training costs. Many new employees lack the customer service skills expected in a premium hotel, such as the Royal Mirage. Training is inconsistent. It's often rushed because it's busy. And this has resulted in increasing number of guest complaints and lower ratings on TripAdvisor. It seems to me the only mirage here is the fact that it's called a luxury hotel.
Yeah.
However, with that in mind, over to you in the live stream for a minute. Have a go. Can you give Graham and I one way or 2 ways in which the Royal Mirage could improve its human resource management? So obviously there's different parts of that, aren't there? It could be motivation, it could be training, it could be recruitment, so whatever it is. Over to you in the live chat. Have a go. To your right.
Yeah, so there's obviously some clues in there, isn't there, about lack of customer service skills, inconsistent training.
Now, we're not
often
told
rushed
whether they use a
busy-
hard HR approach or a soft HR approach. However, there could be aspects of a soft approach that could be introduced, but we're not specifically told, are we? Nor are we told about the leadership or leadership style of the Royal Mirage management team, although I can guess. So even better in your answers, if you could have a think, well, can I include some words that make it about hotels rather than just about any business?
Receptionists and restaurant staff,
Yeah.
room cleaners.
So Chow's coming in with a point about providing more time for training, particularly during quiet hours. So you could say during quieter hours is when maybe quieter hours when there are less guests in the hotel would be even better application, but quieter hours is good. By the way, just mentioning the name of the business isn't application.
No,
It's in the question. So you
could
don't
have
get
used
application.
seasoning there by saying employees such as receptionists. That would have contextualized that.
Yeah.
Liner.
Oxypud, as usual, making some great contributions tonight and making a suggestion that may be a slightly different approach to leadership and management to make employees feel at home, such as working on customer service and receptionists. If the employees are happy, they may have a laugh with the guests. It's quite important, isn't it? It's quite important in a service setting such as hospitality to be comfortable and to have to be relaxed around the guests and make them feel good about being in the Royal Mirage. It's bad enough. I was going to say it's bad enough being in Sunderland. That's not what I meant to say to you. I was going to say it's bad enough having to spend a lot in a hotel on Sunderland with so many other good options there.
Beverly Hills of the North.
Let's have a look. What do you think to Charlotte's idea here?
Again, it would be good if we could maybe use such as after employees to contextualize that, but the application's really good. We're talking about hotel and TripAdvisor, some words there relating to the context. Yeah, good.
Should we have a look at what we came up with?
Yeah.
Thanks for those answers in the live chat. Those are really good. What do you think to these, G?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, when you look at the words in red, concierge, front desk and housekeeping, strength and recruitment, looking for more experienced specific hotel staff. And, invest in better hospitality training. That came through the case study, didn't it? It's a premium hotel, Jim, isn't it? So that needs to be reflected in how the staff interact with the guests. There's application, isn't it? Invest in better hospitality training. And the words there in red really root this answer in the hotel industry.
Ruben's come up with the idea of introducing AI to replace all hotel staff with robots. And that might be where we're going, but possibly not at the Royal Mirage.
Definitely not in Sunderland.
Although have you seen I've seen so many of them, and there was one at the hotel we were at last week. These little robot cleaners.
They're everywhere in Sunderland. Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, they just need to trialing robots in there. No, they are. If you Google it, yeah, they are. They're trying these little robots around there. Anyway,
here we go. Would you believe it? We've got a different business on the live stream.
Honestly.
So we've got 6 more businesses, and now we're moving on to financial methods of motivation. So we need to spin the clock and ask you in a live chat to decide how this business, whatever one of those 6 is, how they can use financial methods of motivation.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we've got 6 good options there, G. Should we give it a spin?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
I knew you'd appreciate the one bottom left. Oh, it's almost Leeds. Dirty Leeds. It's Foxton's estate agency. It's not Greg's. Can you believe it? We've had a whole session with that talking about Greg's. So Foxton's estate agency. So the business obviously sells houses and helps people buy houses, but also rents flats and properties, isn't it? Huge estate agency in London. Particularly big and large in London. And what do you think? How could they use financial methods of motivation? So let's have a look. Charles first into the window. I'll put some on the screen, G, so you tell me what you think.
Yeah. So yes, they could incentivize. Yeah, commission's a really good one, isn't it? And that's how a lot of housing sort of estate agents work, isn't it? You get a percentage of the house sale. So they could do that. That's a financial method, yeah. Lots coming through about commission. Profit sharing is a good one as well. Yeah, the profit's a really, really good one. I would imagine, I mean, could they dispense with the commission, just pay a higher base rate? Maybe could do that.
But does that reduce the incentive to
Incentivise,
work hard?
yeah.
If I'm sat there thinking it doesn't really matter whether I sell this house or not.
But in times of recession, when when people aren't buying houses, and it's not your fault.
Fringe benefits is a nice one, and it's talking about travelling to the different locations, so that makes it rooted in the Foxton's case study.
It does, yeah. Really good stuff. I like that. I like
Jesse's suggesting a piece rate or some kind of per visit payment per numbers of viewings. So each viewing might not necessarily lead to a sale, but there must be a ratio.
Never know.
Number of people talking about paying per viewing.
Yeah, I think what's good is a lot of people here are now getting the link in the theory to the application to the business, aren't they? Which is really, really pleasing.
Yep, definitely. I'll keep an eye out in the live chat. Should we have a look at see what we went with? So it's all about. There we go.
So commission on complete house sales, performance bonuses. For flat rental agreements, which is really, really good. Yeah, you had a piece rate for each new house listed. Yeah,
because it takes a while, doesn't it, to actually get a house or flat listed? You've got to go off, take all the photography, take the details down, all that kind of stuff. So it's not a quick process to do it well, anyway. So it could be that some kind of per unit or per output, but in this case, new house listings. I quite like that flat rental agreements. You want to get them signed if you're the landlord, and lots of landlords use Foxtons. Good stuff.
Great stuff. I think we're on to our last activity, aren't we?
We are. Well done on those. We've got one last activity, G. We haven't got a timer on this, so maybe we just talk through it and then we'll see what people come up with for the last minute or so.
I'm trying to,
Have you got your glasses on?
I think I need stronger glasses. The owners of Bella Napoli, again in Sunderland, announced a pay freeze due to rising costs and weak demand. At the same time, rejected several requests from the staff, kitchen and waiters, for more flexible shifts to accommodate childcare and study commitments. Staff morale has fallen. That's a bad thing. Absenteeism increasing. That's a very bad thing. And some staff are considering leaving, raising concerns about service quality. So how could they improve employee-employee relations? So what do we think? What do we think?
That sounds like there's been a breakdown in employee-employee relations.
Yeah. Not very good there.
So what if you were the employer? I think
not
the way
listening,
to think about this is what could you do to make not so much, other than just offering bribes, financial bribes. How could you improve the relationship with your staff, I suppose, is the question.
Yeah. That's a difficult question, because the focus is about improving relations. It's not necessarily what they could do, but how do you improve the relations between employer and employee? That's a difficult question.
Let's have a look. Let's see what people have come up with. So Hannah's making the point about listening, but basically management listening. I think that's half the battle, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got to. Yeah,
in other words, actually engaging with their concerns and their worries.
Open communication is really, really important. I mean, there are some actually formal methods, aren't there? Things like, I don't want to give the answer away, but there are certain formal methods of improving.
Now, Scuff has actually used a model that's on AQA, but not on Edexcel. But let's roll with it, because it's a really interesting idea, even if you don't know which model it's referring to. The idea of the Tannenbaum-Schmidt continuum, which moves from tells, sells, consults, and joins. In other words, moving to the right. Rather than telling people what to do, which is on the left, you sort of join and consult. In other words, you get employees involved in decision-making and involved in the communication process. So even if you didn't know that model or didn't have to know that model, that would be a really smart way of answering the question, because that directly addressed the issue of the relationship problem, doesn't it?
Great stuff.
Yeah,
Great stuff.
I'll pick a couple more out here just before we go. Lots of people suggesting actually taking account of what's being asked for. So the case study actually tells us that the staff are asking for more flexible options. So therefore, being seen to be offering some, if not all, flexible working options, I think is part of building the relationship, isn't it?
A bit of a trade-off. We can do this, but we can't do that. Yeah,
Yep.
really good stuff.
Let's put Kiki's on there. There's a couple more theories coming in here, taking a more soft approach, because it feels like the owners of Bella Napoli at the minute are taking more of a hard approach, aren't they? They've refused. They've announced a pay freeze. They've probably told them it's a pay freeze rather than sort of discussing it. And they're rejecting requests that feels as though they're treating staff more as a cost than an asset.
Definitely.
And Kiki's suggestion here is to actually treat them more as an asset, a soft HR approach, which is really nice and linked to Mayo's theory. See, Mayo's on Excel, but not AQA, is it?
That's correct.
Human
that's
relations
correct.
theory.
Really good stuff.
Fantastic
Great
answers
application.
tonight.
Great
Yeah.
application.
Here's our two, mate. If you want to take us through these two, if you can read.
Yeah, so the regular staff meetings, things like work councils and employee voice, things like that. Create a simple employee forum. That's a really good idea. Consultation, Jim's really important. Is it consulting builds trust and makes them feel valued and listened to. And also, I think if they can't do it, explaining why they can't do it. That's always important. But allow some flexible working. And a bit of a trade off there. I think. Again, balanced childcare and commitments. That could lead to actually, if you do that, happier staff, better service. Better service could lead to more diners. More diners could lead to, a fuller restaurant.
I see what you did there. You used the word diners to make it about Bella Napoli.
Because if they don't and all the staff leave, they're going to be cannelloni. Sorry, I
Can't beat that.
Can't beat that pasta-related joke there.
Ruben's been taking a number of times in the live chat the sort of the more, and let's say the autocratic approach, maybe the slightly more hard HRM approach. And to be honest with you, that is sometimes, I often feel this when I run this business. Often I take Ruben's approach here.
You do. You definitely do.
But not tonight. Gee, what fantastic answers!
It's just really, really pleasing that the application is phenomenal, and that's a hard skill to crack, that application. Again, I think just trying to change some words, like what I tend to find with students is words like customers, costs, competitors, employees. Try and contextualize those. What are the costs of the business? Who are the employees? What do they do? Who are the competitors? That makes a massive difference to your answer. Massive. If you can do it, can't always. If you can do it, but if you think both Tesco and EasyJet have customers, Tesco shoppers, EasyJet passengers, it's a simple twist, which can add marks to your answer.
And talking about answers, there's no live stream next week because we are on the road. And so a final reminder that if you're lucky or unlucky enough to be coming, you might be one of the people down there in the bottom right there in Birmingham. I think that's Birmingham, isn't it? There's quite a few people. Is that you presenting, G? I think it is.
Who's that fella in the pink? I think that's a pink stone. Is that pink stone line jacket? I think it is. I think that's me in the pink jacket there. That's me in the bottom right.
Quite a few pictures of you. You can tell who put this presentation together. Quite a few students down there appear to be asleep, though. I don't know whether that's something. Maybe it's a feature of the cinema screen.
I missed an opportunity to get the badge in there. I rarely miss an opportunity.
Good stuff.
And on that note,
so if you are there, either Newcastle on Monday, and then obviously Leeds for a couple of days, and then Manchester, looking forward to that, and then Birmingham for 2 days, Bristol for 3 days, almost sold out Bristol, and then we're London for 4 days, aren't we? So really looking forward to that. If you get a chance to join us, please do come and say hello. We love to meet everybody and hand merch out and all that kind of stuff. And it's going to be a cracking tour. Really looking record numbers this year.
Stuff. Excellent work, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, indeed. So see everyone in Leeds. And good luck tonight, G. Thanks for everyone for joining us live. We will see you at Grey Booster. And if not there, we'll see you on the live streams after Easter. Cheers all.
We will do. Thank you so much.